Welcome to Everything is Messy, the podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. I'm someone who loves to create content, products, and services to help others level up in business and in life. I even wrote a book about it, and now I have a store. Everything is Messy is a one-stop shop for women who want it and deserve it all. From personal development to productivity, podcasting and publishing, small business strategies to entrepreneurship, and so much more. Tune in every week to enjoy this one-of-a-kind podcast experience and hear fun, fearless, and focused conversations from myself and my incredible guests. From trending topics to stories of resilience and all things business. And let's not forget about a few of my favorites: mindset, healthy recipes, and organizing tips. These episodes are created to get you to where you want to be right now. The purpose of the show is to motivate you, inspire you, and prove to you that anything is possible if you just put in the work. So grab your favorite notebook and pen, because it's time to get organized and turn those dreams of yours into reality. I'm living proof that manifesting and visualizing and having a never give up attitude work. And now it's my job to help you achieve your goals by doing the same, or just to provide some laughs along the way. I'm so glad you are here. Today's episode starts now. Hello, and happy Friday. I'm so excited to have you here today because I will be talking about boundaries. Deep breath. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. And I just want to share that I am recording in my brand new podcast studio / content creator studio. And I designed this entire studio, aka half my closet, under $100. That was my goal. If you are a content creator, if you are a podcaster, if you just want to create something for a DIY situation to de-stress, I created a video. I filmed it earlier this week. It is on my Instagram. Just search my IGTV. I think I pushed it to my feed as well. And I went live and I shared how I created this studio. It was months in the making, and then it just got so humid. And then I took my 2-month podcast hiatus and filming hiatus. So I haven't been in here. So now I'm in here and I'm so excited. So if you want to see what it looks like, I'm going to be doing more tutorials on it, like kind of step by steps. But I shared all the products, the pricing, everything. If you watch the Instagram live that I repurposed into an IGTV, I saved it there. It's on my Instagram. You can find me at Kellyanne Gorman Official. The link is in the show notes. But if you have any questions after watching it, or like the exact packaging or anything that I used, just shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll help you out. But I'm just like so proud of my little space. Anyway, so going back to today's topic, boundaries. It's just something that is coming up a lot lately over the last couple of months with my clients, with my friends. So I have an ongoing list of things that I want to talk about on the show. And this one is always like on the forefront. Now, before I dive deeper into this topic, I'm kind of going to separate it between boundaries within friendship, family, business, and of course, entrepreneurship, because I feel like this is the toughest one. And you want to stay till the very end because I have an exciting announcement. Only a handful of my friends actually know. Not a lot of them know. So if you're listening, surprise, I meant to text you, but it's like a decade in the making, this huge announcement. And I'm just like so excited about it. And I have a really, really exciting Labor Day sale happening, but something extra special for you. So you have to wait until the very end. I'm going to make this episode short and sweet and to the point because boundaries. We all have we only have such an amount, like a period of time, an amount of time to dedicate to listening to podcasts, to reading books. So I want to make this as short as I can so that you can go back to living your best life. So let's start with how you need to set yourself up first when it comes to boundaries. So I myself have a morning routine. I'm extremely scheduled, and I also have an evening routine. Now with business, I also am extremely scheduled on the internet. So my followers and listeners, you know what to expect from me every single day. So Monday I go live. Tuesday I have LinkedIn posts. Thursday I have LinkedIn posts. Wednesdays my newsletters go out. And Fridays new shows go out. So I have all other kinds of content creating schedules and repurposing schedules, but I set these things up for myself so that others can expect them. So that's a big part with boundaries when it comes to business, for example. But you have to start with yourself first. So if you have lots of children, you have to wake up in the morning. You need your me time. You need to wake up earlier. I hate to break it to you, but you'll feel much better when you have your delicious iced coffee after. But that time is so precious that you need for yourself to get ready. When you're nonstop getting them ready for school and lunches, I was just at my friend's house and it's like chaotic in the morning. And I'm like, you need to wake up earlier to like get on the Peloton or do something. Like, it's so stressful and overwhelming. So that's my number one tip, is to get up, even if it's 5-10 minutes earlier, just to do a quick meditation to ground yourself. You have to set yourself up for success. You first. Because if you don't take care of yourself first, you're not going to be the best version of yourself for everybody else. So setting up a morning routine, scheduling yourself during the day, if you have to do errands, if you have to work online, if you have a 9-to-5, if you actually want to take a nice lunch break and enjoy the food that you've been meal prepping, or go out and meet one of your friends or colleagues for lunch. You need to schedule all of these things. I have alarms set in my phone for every single thing I do. And when I'm running around and I still have work to do on the internet, I set alarms so I don't forget what to post, who to call, who I'm on the phone with, what are my clients' needs, like all of that. I'm extremely scheduled. So if you need any more advice on that, just scroll through my shows because I have so much content on how to be scheduled. Also on my TikTok, I have a lot of tips and tricks over there. But when it comes to evening and the end of the week, I'm a huge fan of setting myself up beforehand. So today is Friday. I always have my next week schedule done on a Friday or a Sunday. I really like to do it on Friday. Sometimes if I take a half day Friday, I'll do it Sunday. But I never start a week, even if it's a holiday week, like this upcoming week, Labor Day. I never open my planner on Monday and it's not done. It has to be done at least the night before. So with my evening routine, I always look to see like what's my game plan for the next day, because I like to wake up happy. I like to wake up organized. I like to wake up scheduled. I do not like to wake up stressed out and be filled with anxiety and holy shit, I have so much shit to do. Like, I can't handle that. So this is why I really am a strong believer in focusing on yourself first so that you can be the best version of yourself for your business, for your clients, for your kids, your family, your friends, everyone. And then you have to respect your own time, money, and energy, right? So then once you start doing that, everything else will fall into place. Other people will respect your time. For example, so many people contact me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. I don't do business on Facebook through Messenger. I've had a couple issues with it like years ago, and people don't respect your time. And first of all, on your personal Facebook, you should be doing on your business. I share everything I'm creating all the time. But when people message me, if I don't already know them, I direct them to media@kellyanngorman.com. I don't do business through Facebook Messenger. A lot of colleagues of mine, I don't know why I just couldn't think of that word, in the business coaching area, they hustle on their personal Facebook page. And that's great because that may work for them. And I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm just saying I cannot do that. I just can't. If people want to respect my time, if people want to take me seriously and I take them seriously, I just direct them. If they're serious, what's the problem with sending me a professional email? I'm not about to waste my time, period. I only do 15-minute consultation calls for free. Hourly calls I charge. And years ago, people had a problem with that. I'm like, if you respect my time, if you're serious about what you want to get into with me, that price goes towards your program. So it's like a little deposit. If it doesn't, then it's a win-win. You got a lot of information for me talking for 60 minutes, and I got paid for my time. Done. I highly suggest setting something up like that. If you are in business, people will respect your time so much more. I only take calls Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 12 to 4, with the exception of other clients that I have scheduled on different days and times because that's what works best for us. But all of my coaching calls, all of my programs, with the exception of, if for some reason like that doesn't work out, but I am extremely scheduled. On Mondays, I need a full entire day to create content, to film, to record, anything creative. That is my day. Fridays, I follow up, and sometimes I record more. So follow up Friday, I call it. I want to make sure that I'm prepared for the next week. My week is set up. I'm obsessed with everything organizational when it comes to my life, my business, and I like to enjoy my weekend. If I have a weekend where I'm working nonstop, that's a different story. But it's just, these are the days that I choose in my own personal life, like what works best for me. I think that my brain works best from the hours of let's just say 4:30 to 6:30 when I have to write. I can't record. I cannot write late at night. I've tried it, and then I look at it the next day. I'm like, this is not my best work. So you have to find times that work best for you. For example, if you want to work out, I have friends that work out at the gym late at night and they're living their best life. I'm like, I would die. I can't do that. I have to go. Usually I row at 9 a.m. That's my time, because if I get up 4:30, 5 o'clock, I create my content, I do what I need to do, and then I go row, and then sometimes I'll go walk. So I'm off my computer for hours, but everything I can run from my phone. And if I have alarms set, I'm good to go. If I have coaching calls, I can take them from the beach. I can bring my laptop. These things I've set up for myself so that I can work on the go. And if you need tips and tools about that situation, scroll back to the last episode, 273. I think that's the one I shared all of the apps I use. Almost everything I use is free. So go listen to that episode, because I share everything. Even if you're a mom and your kids are in school. Again, I was with one of my friends the other day. I'm like, you need to schedule 10 minutes with me so I can show you what you need on your phone. Because with school and sports and all these PDFs and group text messages with a million people, I'm like, I would lose my mind. I would lose my fucking mind. You need to have systems in place so that you can relax and breathe for a minute, especially moms, now that everybody's back in school. So respecting your own time, money, and energy, setting yourself up for a successful day, evening. Find yourself a routine that works. And sometimes it's trial and error. I mean, I've tried to work out at night. I've tried to write at night, record. It doesn't work. So now I know what works best. My brain works best really early in the morning. But lately, I've been struggling with insomnia. I don't know why, but it's here. It keeps coming back, and I'm over it. I have every holistic situation that I stir. I make all my concoctions. I have pills, not medication, but I take GABA, and I have all these other things that I use to sleep. But I think I talked about this on last week's episode, and it just keeps coming and going, and I'm so over it. And I don't like waking up from the hours of 2 to 5, not by choice. I love waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. If I set my alarm and then I'm ready to go, I'm prepared. I wake up, I prepare content. I don't do anything without my iced coffee in hand, and then I'm good to go. But if I'm up from 2 to 5 and I'm wide awake, there's nothing else to do except scroll the internet. That's what I do. And then I'm wide awake, and then I try to fall asleep, and then I fall asleep from 5 to 6, and then I have to get up. It's just a shit show for the rest of the day. So I just realized I haven't been taking this other elixir that I got from my friend who is an esthetician, and she does everything herbal. And I actually got it during the pandemic when I couldn't sleep. So I'm going to start incorporating that into my evening ritual routine. So hopefully I get some good night's sleep. Last night I slept, I think, pretty good. But the night before I only slept 2-3 hours, and that was rough. But anyway, boundaries of sleep is huge too. So setting alarms, very important. So going back to the very beginning, you need to set up yourself with a schedule and routines. Focus on yourself first. When you respect yourself and your own time, everybody else will follow and flow into place. That's with friendship. That's with family. I haven't spoken to my family in years, so I don't even want to get into that. But with friendship, if people call me in the morning, I don't answer because I have to focus on my work. A good tip with this is airplane mode. And then when you talk to your friends, you say, oh, I have to work. You have to respect somebody's time. If somebody's constantly blowing you up on text messages and you don't answer and they get offended, you need to set boundaries. You need to say, oh, I don't answer my phone. because the minute you're going to start answering back in 2 seconds, they will always expect that. And here's the thing with business and clients. So for me, my past careers at like as a traveling makeup artist, at like everything service related, right? I worked in luxury travel. I was a private assistant for a lot of high profile families. Whatever they needed to be done yesterday. That's just how it goes. So when my clients over the past couple of years, not being in the industry anymore, they'll message me, I immediately answer back, like within 2 seconds. So then they're going to expect that all of the time. And I really struggled with that because then when I couldn't do that and I was sick, they're still expecting it. And then they get mad because that's what they're used to. So I don't do that anymore. And I always say 24 hours, but usually I'll get it done in like a couple minutes or an hour or so. But you have to set up boundaries. You have to respect yourself, and then your clients will respect you. Your friends and family will respect you. Like, this is so repetitive. Like, I have to just keep saying it because it's the only thing that works. I had a really hard time with it because I'm just so used to living that lifestyle where everything had to be done now, like go, go, go. And you don't have 5 minutes to answer back. You do it now. And so when it came to running my own business, like I was hustling and I was doing the same thing. And I'm like, exhausted. And I'm like, why would I do this? Like, I set the terms. This is my business. Like, I can answer you tomorrow if I want, but everyone expects that from me. So this is why I had to create my own schedule online. I had to create my own schedule with answering text messages. I can tell you right now, if you were to ask any one of my clients and any one of my friends, if they text me and I don't answer for 24 hours, it just never happens if I don't reply, because I'm just so in that mindset, like everything has to be done now. So I try really hard not to do that, but it's still like a struggle for me, to be honest. Like, I just want everything done because then I'll honestly forget. That's the honest truth. Like, if you text me this morning and then I try to play the game, like, I'm going to answer you in a few hours, I'm going to fucking forget. So I'll just answer you right away. But when it comes to work, it's so important to set those boundaries where you schedule yourself and you don't answer right away and you don't do business in ways that you don't want to. When I don't answer people on LinkedIn, they follow up with me like 100 times. And that's a whole nother topic that I talk about in my coaching programs. And I'm going to do more episodes on LinkedIn. But it is my biggest pet peeve because then it's like spam. So this is when business boundaries and etiquette comes in. You have to be professional. If somebody's not following up with you, like I have a whole protocol, I have a whole system on following up when it comes to business. And the way that people do it to me, how I'm receiving it is literally the worst. So I'm going to actually this is on my to-do list for episodes. I'm going to do a whole show on this about business, professionalism, etiquette. Etiquette is huge. It drives me nuts the way people pitch me. They don't even do your research. If you don't research anything about me and you start pitching me, I won't even answer you because now you're just wasting my time. I'll send it to somebody else. They can read it. Like, I don't care. I just don't care. I only want to do business with people that are like-minded like me, that actually give a shit about collaborating and creating together and like helping. Like, the sole purpose of us going to work together in any format will be to help other people. That is my number one goal. I want to help more people, whether it's with business, with organizing, with creating healthy recipes, with podcasting, like anything I do, the main objective is to help you. So if that's not going to help you or help people that are listening or watching, like, I don't want to be involved in that. So if you're not going to do your research and realize like that is my objective, or pitch me with things that are named the same name that I've trademarked on products, for example, this will be in the LinkedIn episode, I promise you, because I'm like, did you even look at my profile? But it's just crazy. So I don't want to go off topic, but that for sure is going to be one of the next upcoming episodes because I think it's really, really important. And just coming from a luxury background and very high profile background, like there are certain ways that you can talk to people and there's certain ways that you should never ever talk to people. And the same thing is true, you know, whether it's in real life or on the internet. So let's just leave it at that. So going into boundaries with friends and family and business and entrepreneurship, Entrepreneurship is a whole nother beast. So you are always just in hustle mode. You have to figure out what way for you to work is best for you. You might love working late at night. You might love working in the morning, but it always will come back to setting yourself up for a successful schedule. It works best for you when your brain works, when your mind is going, and when you want to talk to people, if you want to talk to them on the phone, if you want to talk to them through voice messenger or just text them, whatever it is, it comes back to you. You are in charge of setting yourself up with these boundaries. You have to set them. If you don't set them, someone else is going to set them for you. So you need to figure out what works best. So having your morning and evening routine and scheduling yourself for everything, it's going to make a huge difference in your life and impact everything around you. And then everybody will know what to expect from you. So if you're not answering those text messages right away anymore, you're not available, you're busy, and that's okay. I used to have crazy guilt around this. Like, I have to answer right away. Now, I try my best not to answer right away, but it really depends on what it is. But with entrepreneurship, I mean, that's a whole nother beast. Like I said, like, you're constantly on this journey of creating and pitching and, whatever it is that you're working on. It takes so much time. It takes so much energy. This is why I'm a huge fan of my delicious iced coffee in the morning. If I don't have that in my hand, I literally just posted this on my Instagram today, like, fun facts about me. I don't do anything until that iced coffee is in my hand. I'm extremely particular about my iced coffee. And if it's not like that, then I can't survive. Like, if I have another coffee, I swear to God, it throws off my day because I'm so scheduled and routined. Some people think that's crazy. A lot of my friends think that's crazy. And that's okay because it's not their morning. It's my morning. I'm respecting my own morning, and they need to respect the boundaries of me, 1, even talking about it, 2, not answering their calls or texts in the morning, and 3, just my time because I'm trying to build an empire over here. And that's okay. And I've had calls with friends and I'm like, listen, you can't be calling me like every morning. That's like, I'm never going to answer you. I'm just not going to answer you anymore because I need to be working on something I'm creating. Or say you just want to watch the Today Show for the first, second, third, and fourth hour. I don't even know how many more hours they have now, but I actually watched it for the first time when I thought I had COVID a few weeks ago. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird. I can't remember the last time I had my iced coffee and I'm just like watching the morning news. I mean, now it's just like, it gives me anxiety. So I'll go on Twitter, read my Apple News, and like, that's it. But if that's your routine and that's what you need, like if you get your kids to school and you come home and you're like, I need one solid hour of doing nothing because that's what helps you get the house clean, prepare dinner, do errands, like that's what you're going to do. And my number one piece of advice for you is put that phone on airplane mode. Put it on airplane mode. That is the only way people can't get a hold of you. And then you will have your own peaceful hour, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and up to an hour. Maybe you need 3 or 4. Good for you. That's what you need to do. Take the time to yourself to figure out what it is you need to accomplish for the day, the week, the month, the year. I'm a huge manifester, huge visualizer. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be where I am today. So set up those boundaries. Make sure that you are scheduled first. You set yourself up for some really good routines, and your friends, your family, your business, your colleagues, your clients, and anybody coming into your space will realize your boundaries. And then it's not even up for discussion. I promise you. It's trial and error. Excuse me. I thought I was going to hiccup. It's trial and error depending on, what you're working on. But this is the best way, in my own experience, to set those boundaries up. If you're a mom and you're part of, the kids' classroom and there's like a million other moms and a group text like that, I just don't understand. I've actually just witnessed this a couple days ago and I'm like, I would die. Like, what happened to email? It's just so much easier. But maybe it's not. So I don't know, but that's just an outsider perspective. But you don't need to answer right away. You could take the time and go out to lunch with your significant other or a friend, or just do nothing or work out, or like do whatever you want to do that makes you happy. You're setting yourself up for a successful rest of the day, and you just set some serious boundaries, and you should be proud of yourself. So that is my 2 cents on boundaries. And I think that it's really good to make these crystal clear But again, you have to do it for yourself first so that you know that everybody else will follow. I'm telling you, this is the way that it works. I've tried so many other versions, but it's in real life. It's with your family. It's scheduling online. Like, there's so many other versions that you can incorporate. But once you try it once and see what works, then incorporate it to the rest of your life and your business. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's a lot easier to incorporate all of that into your journey. And now it's time. What should I tell you first? I'm just going to tell you my epic news. This is like a decade in the making. So I, over the last couple of months, have just been seeing myself in New York City again, running around the streets. I was living in Manhattan back and forth, like LA, New York, Miami, many other cities for many, many years. And I really miss the hustle and bustle of the city. It's kind of odd to announce now because they were in a state of an emergency and with the hurricane and everything going on in the world. But in my world, this makes the most sense for me to move to New York City. Most likely the Upper East Side, because that's the area that I know best. But my plan is to go in about a month or so, and a little bit over a month, and just to like feel the energy again. Like, I miss New York, and I have been like lying in bed. This is probably why I have insomnia. Maybe it'll stop now that I'm announcing it to the world, but I miss the city so bad. However, I cannot be away from the beach. So I am officially going to be bi-coastal. I am going to be staying in San Diego, of course, and getting a place in the city. So this is actually going to be happening next year. The lease where I'm at is up in June. So I'm going to stay in San Diego, in North County where I am. And then in the fall, so I need like a couple months to get like my place situated, my office up and running, all of that. And then in the fall, probably like August, that's my plan, is to be in the city and find my dream home there. My goal before this, I'm going to cough, was to buy a house next June. That's been my goal. And then I listened to this podcast. I've been reading these money books. I have Zillow app on my phone. Like, I can't picture myself paying a mortgage. I can't picture myself in this house. I have Pinterest boards, so many Pinterest boards of like my dream home. And I'm like, I just stare at it. Like, I love the white farmhouse vibe. I like everything modern. I love a good Asian kitchen vibe. I have all my plates picked out, like everything. And I can't picture myself there. And that's never happened, because usually when I picture myself somewhere, it happens. Where I can picture myself is back in New York. So that's my plan. Bi-coastal. So excited. I need a year to put this into, I have a lot of other projects that are in the works. So, and I don't want to do it right now, but I am planning. Like, I've already put it down. It's written. It's on a Post-it. It's all over my room. Like, this is happening. Like, it's not like a goal. Like, this is happening. So I'm going to be coming back and forth because I'll have work in the city. I'll have work here, but all of my work is online. So I'm very lucky. I can work from anywhere. Then the next step will be the adoption. I don't know. That's a whole nother situation. But that is my huge news. I'm officially going to be bi-coastal as of next June, July, August, maybe. For sure the fall. And I have a year to make a lot of things happen. So I like to put a lot of pressure on myself. If you're new here, I'd like to do that. But when I do that, magical things happen. And if I didn't manifest them, if I don't write shit down, if I don't visualize it, it just never happens. And I literally have been visualizing me running around the city for like at least 6 months. And I'm like, why? And I journaled, I meditated, I sound bathed, I just scrolling every New York City Instagram that I love. I follow all these TikTokers with their New York City apartments. I'm like, I have such FOMO, and I'm like, I am missing out. Like, this is what I want. And I've said so many times to friends and probably on the show that the only career I haven't had that I always thought I would have was real estate in New York. So we'll see. Maybe that'll happen next too, but I don't know. I just really miss the city. And so I'm making it happen. I'm officially bi-coastal. I can say it because it's happening. So I'm really excited to share that with you. I'm really excited to finally be with all my New York friends again. And something else that's really exciting is that there is a Labor Day sale happening right now within the entire Everything is Messy collection. You can receive 20% off using the code everythingismessy20. All you need to do is visit everythingismessy.com. As a bonus for you, the listener, any program that you purchase, whether it's business and life coaching, whether it's one of my podcasts or LinkedIn programs, you are going to receive an additional 60-minute phone call. So that's valued at $275 for free. So all you need to do is screenshot your receipt, your confirmation on the website, and then send it to me on Instagram. Again, you can find me at Kellyanne Gorman Official. And then I will add that to our coaching calls. So you will receive an additional call with a value of $275. And all of the programs and merchandise and services, everything I have to offer within the entire Everything is Messy collection is 20% off until, I think I said 6 or 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Labor Day Monday. I think that's what I said. So, that is a lot of exciting news and information and content for you to absorb today. But I'm so excited that you were here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about today's episode, you know where to find me. I'm so excited to share this bi-coastal news because I haven't put it on the internet yet. So you were the first one to hear it. And all of my friends, I'm sure, are going to blow me up over the weekend when they hear this episode. Why didn't you tell me? Listen, I'm respecting my time, boundaries. Back to the original episode title. So that's my 2 cents on how you can set them up. Again, it all starts from you. Focus on yourself first so that you can be the best version of everybody else. Don't forget to check out my sale on everythingismessy.com. If you forget the code, it's already on there for you. Free shipping, of course, on all the merch. And let's see, September, October, I have 4 more products coming out for the Everything is Messy merch. I have aprons, hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, and beanies. And then after that caps off the Everything is Messy merchandise. And then after that will be all my motivating and inspiring and other things that I'm launching, as well as more digital tools. So go to everythingismessy.com. You can check out everything there. And if you haven't seen my brand new site, KellyanneGorman.com, you could check that out today because I just recently rebranded literally everything in my life. So now you know. And that's that. So I hope that you have a wonderful holiday weekend. Again, just shoot me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn. You can find me at Kellyanne Gorman Official. And then on LinkedIn, just Kellyanne Gorman. Send me a message and I will respond accordingly. Because, boundaries. But I hope that you really appreciated this episode. I hope you take some of my tips and ideas and incorporate it into your own life and business and do what works best for you. So again, have a wonderful holiday weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in to Everything is Messy, the podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, I would love to know. Just leave me a review on the app or website you're listening on. To learn more about myself, join the community, read my book, or shop the collection, visit everythingismessy.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up to receive my weekly newsletter so you get all my announcements first. For all the behind the scenes and day-to-day content, follow along on Instagram at Kellyanne Gorman Official and Everything is Messy Collection. Links are in the show notes. If you have a product, brand, story, or service you would like to share, send me a message on everythingismessy.com today. As always, thanks for listening, sharing, and reviewing. It truly means the world to me. Wishing you a happy, healthy, positive, and productive day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Everything is Messy is produced and syndicated under A Million Dreams Publishing. For more information on how you can launch your own book, podcast, or digital series, visit amilliondreamspublishing.com.